fight the res.
Oh, Wasabi, I think you're muted.
I'm totally muted, aren't I?
All right, guys, here we go. We are moving into round 5 here. Saunamen versus iMagine. 2-2 here. Lipa, Nate, Llama, Tane, Vatsu moving out. They're in control. We have a subsector start for iMagine. 3 of them moving into the center of the map. 2 of them, Lepidus and Bitey, on the west junction side.
This is a 4-man pressure team over here in Skylights. And that means that Topo's wide open, which could leave a big block for them to come in. Look where they're putting the obs, too. They're putting it on the Skylights side. So if they figure that out soon, that could be a big play later on.
Tane, Nate,
3 men.
Yep, 3 men moving into system waypointing. Lepidus, Onzor, and Risk getting scanned down as they move in. System waypointing is a really nice room here for Marines to hold on this map. They're going to take it, though, and move into Nanogrid to try to stop this expansion there. And here comes iMagine.
Well played by iMagine to wait for the flank, time it just right, move in there, only lose 1 life form. It's going to allow you to resist back to cargo, drop your res nodes at nano. And I like that they haven't had to go for a gorge here. I think they're more powerful not using the gorge.
Risk and Bitey here in Overlook. Llama in here alone. Here comes the jump from IM. They take that down. More Marines coming out here of Skylights. Vatsu going on the west side. We got Tane moving towards Topographical, backing up Lipa in there. Syschains have moved into Cargo, where they are building up. Also, Harvesters going up here in Nanogrid. Going to bring iMagine up to 2.
Yeah, I mean, the only downside to not using the gorge, of course, on Vale is that your Harvesters take their deer sweet time growing with those drifters, but they have got cargo drop now as well, and I think that's kind of smart early on with the way that they're playing to only put the 1 in Nanogrid, so it's not a huge loss if it goes down.
Tane, Nate, and Lipa moving into Nanogrid. Lepidus, Onzor, and Risk in there trying to help this out. Llama taking down an alien there outside Nanogrid, but now all these Marines are in here. Oh, wow, great play here by Saunamen, taking this away from iMagine so early in the game.
They were locking that in pretty bad. I mean, Lepidus and Risk aren't able to even leave the vent because they've been scanned constantly. And now the Marines have a 4th extractor going up. They're going to cap Nano, which is going to take them up to 6.
Lepidus and Risk here in the vents, and they are moving down, trying to take him down. Tane going down. Lipa the only one left against Lepidus, and Lepidus takes him out at the ankles. Nate moving in, getting tripped over by Lepidus as well.
I'm a little surprised that that Nate didn't move back in. He kind of waited down the hallway, and I think they could have won that engagement in Nano before the flank got there. Bitey's now going to take out the power in Nano, which is a great play because it's just going to delay the Marines more if they're able to move back in. But the Marines sitting on 4 extractors right now is not a great thing for the aliens. Risk is going to start working on the res node over here in Overlook.
All right, Risk here now in Overlook. 71%. Vatsu taking down Bitey right outside, and I completely agree with you. Right now, at the start of this game, Saunamen sucking on 4 extractors is really, really dangerous. iMagine at 2 Harvesters. Lipa taking down B1. Tane taking down Lepidus with his pistol as 3 Marines move back into Nanogrid. But thank God there was no Harvesters dropped yet to lose. It was just Sys, and they're going to clean that out. I think iMagine is going to need to rethink their strategy if Saunamen continues to hold Nano. They're going to need to get their res elsewhere.
Absolutely. They've got to take down the res and Topo and Skylights and Overlook. They can't afford to let this stay up. You know, if they're going to have Nano, you got to take everything else from them. Bitey getting down Overlook, really low on his own health. 5%. And now you got a group here with the lurk, double lurk, coming into Nanogrid right now.
This is what we usually see on this map a lot, you know, like a basically, you know, tooth and claw into Nanogrid, you know, for this one room with the two resource nodes. Onzor and Lepidus doing a good job cleaning that up. Power going down again, and it looks like Saunamen is going to lose these two extractors here in Nanogrid, which is great. Bitey biting down Skylets. Tane coming around the corner, probably going to take him down. We also got Nate coming down through Topographical into East Junction.
And I like the play here. You know, they've been able to spread out to Pipeworks or Pipeline now, and they're going to be able to get the Harvester going here pretty quick. The double lurks are doing exactly what they need to do. And because they went for the early obs and the aggressive push to Nano and haven't been able to hold it, they don't have their arms lab researching anything yet. They've got it dropped, but have not been able to afford any upgrades. So no armor 1 or no weapons 1, which is definitely helping these lurks right now.
They've reestablished control into Nano. They've sisted all the way to Pipeline, which is really good. Lepidus and Risk and Bitey here in C12 up against Llama and Valtzu. Valtzu taking down Bitey and Llama going down to Risk Spikes. Valtzu the only one left here. Oh, no!
Oh, wow. Yeah, losing Risk as Lurk right now was not a good thing. I mean, they've still got the advantage going. They're going to have our 4th Harvester online, 5th Harvester online potentially very soon. If anything, I'd almost like to see Risk kind of maybe go Gorge right now to help build up some defenses to protect all the res that they've got.
Or at least throw a Gorge tunnel down.
Yeah, or something to give them a little bit more momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Valtzu, Llama, and Nate now moving through East Junction. Nate's going to go ahead and build up there. Valtzu and Llama moving down into Nanogrid, where it's just been scanned down. B1 was scanned down as well. And they're going to try to move in. Lepidus coming around the corner. Oh, man. And while that 2-man pressure is going into Nano, they got 2-man pressure going into Overlook as well. This is a lot for iMagine to take care of. Tane and Lipa moving into Subsector, and while 3 Marines are moving into Nano, this is really bad for iMagine right now.
Yeah, the 3 guys moving in here, they're going to be able to clear the Sys. You're not going to be able to do much against them because this is kind of like one of those rooms where unless you can really get the good engagement inside, B1 getting a great kill there. Lepidus coming out to try to do some damage, but he cannot afford to die. He needs to stay up. The lurk is vastly important, especially on this map.
Oh! Wow.
And they've bought some time. That infestation is going to hold, but Lepidus definitely needs to get out of there to heal.
Lipa now backing off from Subsector. B1 and Highvol pushing them down the vent. Nate and Valtzu still in Nanogrid, shooting up the joint. All of IM, 4 of them are moving straight into Nano. They know they need to hold this.
And look at that cleanup. Great cleanup. Get some infestation going right away. And, you know, now they've got a 3-man pressure team coming from Overlook into the hive trying to cap these eggs. But it's just up 1 rifles. And Lipa goes down. Lepidus going down. Not a great thing. As I said, the lurk is vastly important on Vale, especially with Umbra and getting the Onos out.
Keep hearing that sound of egg spawns going. And there it is again. They're up to 6 eggs. You still got Llama and Lipa. On the west side of Subsector, Shotgun Research has started 2 Marines still moving into Nanogrid. This is so hard for iMagine to choose what to defend at this point. B1, Onzor, and Bitey moving towards Nano. Actually, I'm sorry, just 2.
He's trying to get his first shell up right now, and you know, I mean, he's gone from 4 res to 3 res and potentially down to 2 res, you know, pretty quick here.
Shotgun Research has been completed. Llama and Lipa still giving iMagine a massive headache here in Subsector. Risk trying to do his best, getting pistol down. Llama and Lipa still alive, and Nanogrid is completely cleared. Valtzu and Nate now putting up the power. Fades out on the field.
Yeah, the fade's out now here at 9 minutes. Not the best timing to get them out, but because they delayed those upgrades at the arms lab, again, this is going to help. They're not even at armor 1, so they're going to go down like cotton candy. So it's going to happen really fast, and now iMagine needs to capitalize on this and quickly take back Nano. They need to save Pipeline. They need to do whatever they can to keep the pressure up on the Marine RTs, though. That's almost the most important thing. Pressure the Marine RTs. They haven't taken down Topo or Skylights in a long time.
Tane in his death throes takes down the Harvester here in Pipeline against Onzor and Bitey. They are going to meet up Lepidus and Risk here in East Junction. They're going to also work. Lepidus is going to work on the C12 RT. 3 Marines coming down in West Junction, splitting off. Oh, it doesn't look like they have quite the plan yet. And Lipa, Nate, and Llama moving into Overlook.
Right, and here's the good play. B1's going to move up to Skylights and start working on the RT there, while the 3 Marines build an RT and Overlook. But again, if they can take these Marines down, they're going to be in a great position to take out Overlook as well. It is 2 shotguns against 1 rifle, so those fades are going to be careful. Actually, B1 pulls off and goes right for the OBS and takes the OBS out.
Bitey almost gets killed, by the way, in system waypointing.
Taking down that OBS, though, Georg, they had not done phase gates. So not only did they delay that, but, you know, that's a great move.
Yeah. Saunamen now up to 5 extractors on the map versus iMagine's 2 with 1 growing. You can see that at one point iMagine was at 5 and they really lost a lot. 8 RTs lost for Saunamen, 6 for iMagine. Team kills 38 to 28, so Saunamen doing really well in these engagements.
Now they got to take out Overlook. That's really important to get that down. The OBS has been dropped again up in control. Guy got killed while building it, but it's now being finished. And they are reestablishing res, but not at the pace that, you know, would be considered great.
Yeah. Phase Tech now has, research has started. Tane and Valtzu moving in through the dome, meeting B1. The dome is another favorite location other than system waypointing to drop a phase gate. Risk now working on the Overlook RT, 22%. Llama scares him away by just showing his face. Valtzu and Tane here in cargo, taking down the Sis and going to be working on that Harvester, which is going to drop iMagine down to 2. Life and Nate moving in to Nano. And we're seeing Lepidus dropping Onzor, Bitey and B1 trying to get them out of here. Shotgun blast all over the place. Oh!
Massive meat shot there as he came in. Both those guys with welders are going to heal themselves up. And the infestation is in trouble here in Nanogrid. They're actually going to pull off, and it looks like they're going to go for Marine start.
4 Marines there in Nano, and yeah, there we go. A mass here on the west side of Skylights, and here they go. Yes, great call there.
Great call. The phase gate hadn't been built yet. They're in a fantastic position now to go and save Nanogrid, get on the res again. They need to get pipeline reestablished, which has been cut, and they can get cargo back. B1 at 48 res, so we're still a few minutes away from the Onos. But so far, keeping him to level 1, armor 1 weapons, I think they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, Lipa, Nate, and Tane moving in from East Junction, back into Nanogrid. You know, the constant focus to try to get these down. You know, they win Nanogrid. They will take iMagine down to just 1 active Harvester right now. So, and I think they know that. Oh, man. Bitey may get caught in between here, between Tane and Nate. No!
Oh, he was so lucky.
9% as he just gets out of there.
And you know he's thinking the same thing.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, shit. Valtzu and Lipa here in Skylights, rebuilding the RT there. We still got Nate and Tane here in Nanogrid. And
double lurks coming out, too.
Here they go straight into Nano. They're not going to be in time for 1 Harvester. They may be able to save the other.
But this is a better play. I think, you know, both fades with the lurks. They can't afford to lose these lurks again. You know, but these 3 Marine shotguns, I mean, that's a difficult room. All these tight corridors. And then even if you can get into the room, it's so open and they can just kind of track you and take the shots. 2 Marines pushing up into subsector to pressure while the 3 are in. While the 3 are up there too. Again, another great play though. Beaconing them back, working on the res. But everybody's ignoring the res. That was smart, I guess.
I mean, you know, that beacon was forced. It pulled those Marines out of Nano. It pulled the 2 Marines that were pressuring main base, iMagine's main base. So it gave iMagine a little bit of a breather, but here comes Saunamen on the west and the east side. Guns blazing. Llama, Nate, and Tane moving through C12. And, oh. looks like they're gonna try to go after the base again.
Absolutely. Phase gate won't be finished, or it might just finish. And the phase gate goes up, but he beacons anyway. They could have just walked in through the phase gates. Save some money for some upgrades. They got to desperately work on this res, though. And now they're going to be able to just walk right down to pipeline. Oh, I like this. You know, this is the smart play from Saunamen if they hope to bring this back into their favor. I don't think it's not in their favor right now. But as we get closer and closer to Onos, because of the lack of upgrades with only Wep 2 Armor 1, I'm just not sure.
Well, they're going to trade out the Pipeline Harvester for the one in Overlook that they just cleared. And look at this. 4 of iMagine's aliens are here in Skylights. Vaultu definitely called that out. Here comes another beacon. Just keeps pulling them back.
And they've all got to work on that res. I think that, you know, that's kind of the good play. If they know that he's going to be more up to beacon instead of have them phase, then they've got to use that to their advantage to take down this res.
Yeah, and that's great. Every time they do that, they get back on the field. They took down the Skylights res. They took down Overlook. So keeping him starved right now. Continue to keep him beacon. That's what I say. At some point, he's going to run out of money, and you may be able to take down that observatory if the Marines are out of position from the phase gates.
And here we go. Phase gate pressure in C12. You got Nate on the shotgun. Couple good shots going into Onzor. Onzor's hurt pretty bad. Onzor very low. He needs to get out of there instead of engage.
Oh, and phase gate's open.
And it doesn't look like anybody back at base because B1's on the obs. Hopsu out of the chair to go after him. Lipa, Nate coming through, but they lose the phase gate. Wow. Great play by iMagine.
Fantastic play by iMagine there, putting pressure on the obs, forcing the commander out, and at the same time putting pressure on the C12 PG. That was great play, great timing by iMagine. I don't know if that was actually planned, but it worked out well. They
saw it and went for it. Phase gate up in cargo now, so now they're denying the tech point, which I think is almost even stronger phase gate for them. Someone's got to take out this res, though. You know, it's like they left the res in C12, and it's kind of like, you know, come on, guys, just finish it. If it's already at 50%, and Bitey has gone down in the hallway outside of West Junction.
Yep. Wow. So they lose a Fade. Onzor, I'm sorry, is the only other Fade. They have Fade and 2 Lurks out on the field. B1 is an egg as an Onos here in Subsector. 3 Marines coming up from cargo, though.
Oh, and Onzor for the kill! Oh my god!
4%. Jeez. These guys live on the edge. B1 and Onzor now. Bitey spawning. And B1 coming up through system waypointing, moving into Nanogrid against Llama, Nate, and Tane. Armor 2 now coming up.
Yeah, but double pressure in Alien Start at subsectors. They've just eliminated the one and only shell for that Onos.
Yeah, now they're going to work on the Harvester in the main base. They need to.
They need to go after the phase gate. I don't even know that they know that there's a phase gate.
I don't think they've scouted it. Onzor and Risk in here against Vaultu and Lipa. There goes the Harvester. Onzor might get a shotgun blast to the face.
Oh.
Taking down Vault. And Lipa is quite wisely moving down the ramp.
Pressure back at Nanogrid. 2 Marines there. 3rd one coming in from Llama. B1 going to take him from behind. Goring with that mighty tusk.
Go big fight here happening in Nano. As they get out of there, get the Marines out of there, but their sys chain is cut on the east side of the map. Cat packs now have started. Armor 2 is about to be done. Got to get the infestation there in Nano, otherwise that Harvester on the left side is going to bite it.
They've gone for a cargo chair, which I think is a smart move as well. Securing their position, locking down that tech point. They can't afford to lose any more res, though, and, you know, Topo's at 59%, so that's pretty close to happening. Bitey going to make his way in here right now. Lipa just running in. He's going to unload his pistol, but does have a full clip in that. rifle.
Llama now moving through the dome. We also have B1, who's the Onos, kind of moving back and forth in the center of the map. We got Risk 30% as he gets out of there from Llama and Valtsu. Lepidus here in Skylights, biting down this RT, 47% there. He might actually take that down.
You know, the thing is here is if they take out this Onos, nobody has close to enough res yet to go Onos again or really get a fade yet. So the Marines are still in the better position here that if they can win the right engagement, they can tilt this game in their favor big time. Especially with the way that they're teching up. Level 2 on both weapons and armor now. The cat pack's out. Shotguns in hand. Decent P-res. Look at this. 60, 49, 75. I mean, good lord.
Yeah, they got it. I mean, I think right now Saunamen's playing this smart. They're playing this like almost slowly and methodically, but they do have to get some sort of counter out on the field, you know, for this Onos, or they can just trap them, you know, being ground-based here, which they could in a very unlucky situation for B1. But right now, I think they're doing a good job. They're taking down the C12 Harvester. They took down the Pipeline one, got that. They're recapping their res. They're going to be in a great economic position after this pretty soon. There's the Advanced Armory. Hopsu probably going for the Advanced Armory. We'll probably see a prototype lab being dropped after that.
I think that's really their only play to really pull it off and chase the Onos. And they know that they've been pressuring the res really well too. So they know about what position they're in as far as, you know, another fade coming out anytime soon. Both lurks are down. So, you know, lurks, they can go lurk again. And Onzer just dies. Oh, that's not good.
Onzer dies here in cargo on the north side of the left door.
And they're going to beacon to cargo. You know, that's the other big point of securing that tech point is now you can beacon between both sides. So you're never really at a disadvantage anymore.
Yep, and you got that phase gate linking both sides as well. You know, just blocking that tech point. There's so many strategic maneuvers that they did, or just strategic reasons that they have for putting a chair and an observatory and a phase gate down in cargo. And
B1's about to get trapped in nanogrid. He's got to be really careful as the rest of the team is coming here to support him.
Yeah, almost all the Marines are right outside.
And B1 seriously in a lot of trouble. He's got to run, shotgun in his face, rifles in his back, and B1 is not going to survive.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, noes. Oh, noes. And there we go. iMagine loses their heavy hitter on the field, and they are going to lose Nano, which is going to drop them to 1. I mean, this game was already going the momentum to Saunamen, and that was definitely a stake through the heart there for iMagine.
They're going to save nanogrid. You know, there's enough health on those harvesters that when you resist, they're going to be okay. But the big play, honestly, should be control. If they can knock out the ability to get people up to control, that's the big play, because control is so strong. And in this situation, should they lose subsector, having their hive up at control, like I said, is just ridiculously strong. It's very hard to assault.
Valtsu, Nate, and Llama coming up to finish the job that they started a few minutes ago here in Nano. Left Harvester going down, right Harvester about to go down, and it's done. iMagine down to 1 Harvester versus Saunamen's 4 with a 5th one. 20 extractors lost in 23 minutes for Saunamen, 17 for iMagine. That's huge. 941 to 615 in team resources. Team kills 72 to 52. So Saunamen definitely winning in the economy game, in the engagements. They're playing really well.
iMagine is just taking cargo back, and they're working on the rest of the res around the map. But the Marines are not in a tough spot. I mean, they're sitting on a decent amount of res right now. They've got these cat packs flying out. Valtsu, look at him just like bangarang into that room.
I saw that. He was hauling ass.
With a shotgun in hand. And, you know, now they're just going to be able to re-secure cargo pretty simply.
Nate, Llama, and Lipa here in Nanogrid. Onzor in the vents. Taking out this little mini healing base. got Valtsu on in Overlook trying to take down this Harvester. Lepidus and B1 responding.
Mighty back out his fade. Risk and Onzor pretty close to being fade as well.
Wow. Bitey now up against Valtsu.
Takes him out. You know, I think a big thing here, and I think the chat was just mentioning it too, is the fact that these aliens have been winning a lot of these engagements too without carapace. I mean, they just got that single shell back up again, and only being at one shell, I would not want to be engaging with these level 2 shotguns and armor, right? I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, now that you know, the Onos threat is kind of out of there, it's not so much of a focus, you know, to get those jets so quick. I mean, you see him getting an AA right now. That's about halfway done. But after this, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't go Proto and just went for WEP 3, just to kind of help these Marines on the field with these engagements a little bit more. Maybe tag another Fade to kind of close it down.
Well, with 6 extractors, I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah, I know. They get so much money.
Saunamen's in a really, really good position right now, especially because these higher life forms just don't exist. I mean, Bitey, that's it. Bitey's good, but Bitey's not good enough to carry the entire team against Saunamen.
Yeah, I agree. Onzor and B1 taking down the extractor here in C12, dropping Saunamen down to 5 with 1 blueprint going. We got Lipa here in Overlook. Busting the sys chain out. iMagine still on 1 Harvester. And they win that engagement here in system waypointing with just pistols.
And now they're moving into the Hive, which is probably the right move for them because they can egg lock these guys pretty quick with these shotguns. Wet to armor 2. And now the advanced armory is complete. With 6 active extractors, to be able to raise the money to get that proto lab pretty fast. And you can just see there's no aliens anywhere else. They're all here at the Hive.
They have to. I mean, you got 4 Marines in here. Cat packs are being dropped. They're being reloaded. They have to engage. 1 egg left on the field right now. Wow, high vault, B1, Onzor, Lepidus, all eating it. 2 eggs out on the field.
Heidi in a tough position as Heibel is not out of the chair. Or sorry, he is. Heibel did get out. Heidi could jump in there if he needs to.
There go the spawning eggs. Trying to clear these guys out of here. It looks like they may do it, and they do.
But I think this essentially tells you it's GG at this point. If they're moving into your Hive like that, you're not on any of their res. They've got 8 extractors now.
I know.
You know that Proto Lab has either been dropped or, you know, is going to be very shortly. I just don't see them pulling this back. Not on 1 Harvester.
And they got so much money to replace. I mean, look at this Valtsu, 77 P-res, Lipa 64, Tane 88. Yeah, they got a lot of rounds left in them.
And for those that aren't at that point with that res, once those guys hit 100 P-res, the guys that are at like 22 and 29 are going to like instantly zap up because all that overflow goes into the other players.
Nate, Llama, and Valtsu and Tane again at the doorway here in subsector on the northeast side. Onzor and Bitey. Onzor grabbed his fade again just a little bit ago.
Oh, and Onzor just, oh man, Bitey and Onzor, they get in these spots where they just can't really do anything, otherwise they'll, you know, liquidate all their energy, but they open themselves up to such huge hits. Prototype lab now complete. I'm guessing down. Nope, it is up in control.
Yep, it's up, and its jets are going to come out in right now.
2, 1. Research.
Research.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, lurk down here
and
in system waypointing.
Pretty much black barred there as Fade as well. I mean, yeah, I would move on to the next round.
Yeah, clean
they
this
know
up.
how strong their Marine game is.
Yeah.
I think it's time, man.
There we go. Jetpacks now have been started 29 minutes into this round. Those are going to be done pretty soon. After this, I think the next thing he should get, you know, Weapons 3 shotgun jetpacks is devastating, especially in the hands of people like Saunamen. It's such a great team. They're playing such a great round right now.
Light pressure, 76% on the obs. I mean, and so maybe that's what they keep doing is just pulling him back there and there, you know, between cargo and control over and over again while 1 or 2 skulks works on the res. But
they're gonna have to work on a lot of res.
Man, I mean, yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, it's like now with the cat packs, there's nobody at the hive. It's just like bam, go, and there they go. The cat packs dropped. These Marines just going nuts on this thing.
Yep. And there we go. There's not enough to drop another hive. They're just gonna definitely go for it. Here comes Bitey.
Just focus on the hive. Forget the life forms.
Oh, Risk gets it. And Saunamen. Great gameplay there by Saunamen. iMagine just did not have enough.